Attention! Today we are going to be doing Spyro P. Thanks for listening to this PSA.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Spyro 3 today. Welcome back to STIMPYLAND commentaries. I'm going to scroll down, so maybe you'll see it in the video. This one's got quite a few dislikes, because I said a lot of really retarded shit in this one, I know that. This is one of the shittier reviews that I've done. We're just jumping right into it today, folks. I suppose
I should say real quick. Oh, yeah, you go ahead first.
I should probably mention Nitro Fueled. You know, I'm going to do this before the episode begins. I'm going to make it short. I'm just going to give my brief thoughts about Nitro Fueled, because it came out since the last episode, and I played it, and I was surprised. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, because I don't want to really get too into it, just because I want to talk more about this video. But basically, I enjoyed it. I found it kind of fun. There was some stuff I really didn't like. And as far as speedrunning is concerned, I probably won't be speedrunning this game. I'll probably stick to the original on PS1, and I still prefer the game on PS1, but I was pleasantly surprised by Nitro Fueled, because I kind of did not expect to like this game based on what I had seen from trailers and gameplay footage, and then actually getting to play the game myself, I enjoyed it way more. And I enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend. If anybody was on the fence, like, is it a good game or not? I think it's pretty good. And it's worth it just for the Nitro Kart content. Because they fucking saved Crash Nitro Kart. Like, they ruined some tracks from CTR. They fucked up Sewer Speedway badly, unfortunately, but they saved Crash Nitro Kart. Because those tracks are fucking great. So yeah. So it's worth it just for that. I would recommend the game. That's like my little mini review, just because I wanted to address that, because I know for a fact I'm going to get questions like, thoughts on Nitro Fueled? Thoughts on Nitro Fueled? So, there's your thoughts on Nitro Fueled. Liam doesn't really have much to say, because...
No, I'm not a big fan of kart races. I'm not really much of a racist. You know, I don't race too much. So,
yeah, I'm a huge racist. I'm a Crash Team racist through and through, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, now that's done. We're getting to the Spyro Year of the Dragon review.
I was just going to say real quick, because you mentioned the dislikes at the start. I kind of find it strange that people would just, like, dislike this video, even though it's clearly a re-upload.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you disliking this isn't, like, giving any feedback to the guy who's re-uploading these. He's just putting them back up. If you don't like the review, you know, you'd probably expect a comment on it or something being like, I didn't really like this review by Michael that much, but they dislike it. It's like, what the fuck's the point of it? It's dumb.
I don't know. I don't
XD,
really care, to be honest. I don't really give a shit. This video is bad. I guess I'll get my thoughts on the game out right now. I like Spyro 3 on PS1, but it's probably my least favorite of the original trilogy. That being said, I think some of the criticisms in this review are valid, but a lot of them don't make sense, or they're just they're worded badly. And there's also plenty of, you know, taking what should be analysis and turning it into unfunny jokes like, this is retarded like Jeremiah Isaiah! Aww. You know, there's a lot of unfunny shit like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway. Now, without further ado, let's go.
So if you're a longtime fan of my channel, or if you've ever talked to me before, you'll probably know that I am in love with Spyro 1 and 2. Spyro the Dragon is my favorite game of all time. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, is an amazing follow-up to Spyro the Dragon.
That meme came back, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you, like, fucking dismissed that in Spyro 2, though. Like, straight away, you're like, okay, yes, I know that was excessive. And then you retired it, but you just did it again.
We're off to a good first step, you know?
Yeah.
this spells doom for the rest of the review.
It's more fucking being self-aware about something and then just bringing it back anyway. Like you've done with, like, explaining the stories of games.
Yeah, where I'll be like, oh no, that's stupid, I shouldn't do that, and then I just do it again. It's like, okay. You know. I don't think I learned my lesson in this video. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, I don't really remember this review that much, aside from, like, the really bad points. So I'm gonna probably be interested by some of the stuff I say.
The one thing I remember was, like, an extensive, like, Sergeant Bird.
Oh!
And Agent
Man. I don't know. No, for some reason, I really did not like the music from Sergeant Bird's levels. I said it was, like, the worst thing I'd ever heard, which... It's definitely not my favorite song in the Spyro games, but it's far from, like, the worst I've heard, even in the original Spyro games.
I like it.
It's decent-ish. Like, I don't mind. You know what it is? The music gets very annoying when you're stuck on the level, which is what usually happened to me. because I couldn't
I
fucking
guess,
play those
yeah.
stupid characters. Like when you're on one level and it's kind of the that plays over the whole song, you know. That,
Well,
like,
not over the entire song.
yeah,
there
but
are
that
big
like
breaks in
punctuates the whole song. You know what I mean?
I know.
So like when
It
you're
is,
on
like,
the
the
level
main-
for a long period of time, it's fucking annoying, and I tended to get stuck. But like now, at least when I play in Reignited, because I tend to play that version of this game more, I feel like it doesn't bother me nearly as much because I'm usually in and out of that level relatively quickly. But yeah, I probably should have like something to say about these reviews. And we'll let the review play more. We won't be talking over it too much. It's just because I'm getting a lot of my thoughts out now, so I can kind of just watch the review for long periods of time without too much interruption. But one thing I could definitely say is... Shit. I forgot what I was going to say. I do that all the fucking time. These reviews... This is what I was going to say. These reviews were rushed. I made these reviews very quickly. In Spyro 3, I had barely played before making this review. You know,
You barely played at all?
Yes.
Or like in that recording? Oh, okay.
Yeah, barely played at all. Like I played.
Interesting.
In fact, and I don't know if I'll say otherwise. I have like some childhood memories of Spyro 1, and that's really it. Spyro 2, I don't really have nostalgia for. I didn't play it when I was younger. Like I knew about the game and I thought it looked cool, and I'm pretty sure I played it like once or twice at a friend's house. And Spyro, same deal with Spyro 3. I remember liking the skateboarding minigame from Bash, like, because in Bash they had the demo, you know, to access Spyro 3, so I did that, and I remember liking the skateboarding when I was, like, little. But that's it.
I don't think I have any childhood
Oh my
memories of
god, you
Spyro 3.
fucking... You just
Sorry.
exploded. You just turned into a robot. You just
Am I still robot?
No, but you just... Like, do you not have a pop filter on, or what?
No, but it shouldn't be a problem. I think it's just because I moved the fucking mic stand a little bit. Sorry.
Just don't do that, please. It's fucking loud.
I was just adjusting it.
You fucking people will hear that and be like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, but
Nice. Yeah, I don't have any memories of Spyro 3 as a kid because I didn't actually own it. But
I
Spyro
don't
1
have-
and 2 a lot.
Yeah, I don't have memories
have
really
no
of any,
memories,
except for Spyro 1. I have some like nostalgic memories of it. That's really it. Like I
I
played it a
wanna
little
say-
when I was young, but I was
Yeah, I
always
just wanna
more. When
say-
I was young, I was always more in a Crash than Spyro.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's kind of funny. I didn't know that Dragon Shores was a level in Spyro 3. I mean Spyro 2, sorry. When
Yeah.
I was a kid, because what happened when I beat the game, is that I think as I got the final hit on Ripto, I also died. So the cutscene played, but then it started the boss. Like the cutscene played where he falls into the lava, but then the boss started again.
Really?
When I was a kid. Yeah, so I was like, oh, whatever. I beat it in my... Like, I saw the cutscene, so I beat it. And I didn't bother to see anything past that, because I didn't want to do the boss again.
Interesting.
So Dragon Shores, like, when I started playing them again, is like, you know, in my teen years, when I rediscovered all the PS1
That's fucking weird.
platformers and shit.
That
Yeah,
would
when
do
I
that?
rediscovered it, I saw, like, Dragon Shores, and I was like, this is a fucking part of Spyro 2? Because I had no recollection. Also, the same happened with Metropolis. I just never played that level, and I didn't know that it was in the game when I was a kid. So I just saw that for the first time when I was a little older. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've gone
Cute
on
little
long
deep
enough.
memories.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
I don't have much nostalgic bias for Spyro. It's more for Crash. I always played Crash when I was little. It's probably why I love Crash Team Racing so much. I loved that game when I was little. I played that game nonstop. I just remember, like, you know what? Hold on, I'll get to that when we get to that. Let's just keep fucking. Let's just watch this video.
That improved on it in practically every way, and is my second favorite game of all time. That being said, I often forget that the Spyro PS1 series is actually a trilogy. Spyro 1 and 2 have my infinite love, but I hardly ever mention Spyro 3. I find myself constantly coming back to Spyro 1 and 2, even after completing the games 100%, but I almost never touch Spyro 3. And, as it turns out, there's a reason for this.
Oh shit, Agent 9? Hey, look! This review in good quality, this in, like, semi-good quality now? Because fucking, you know, like, look, it was uploaded in, like, good quality, unlike the last two, which were archived, like, you know, in 2006 mode. Anyway, this is just a good intro. Pat made this. I already mentioned it, though.
Unknown.
I don't care if it's fucking, like, kind of XD. Like, I think it's actually just great. Like, it's just stupid. I love it. And the fucking sound effects, look at that. Pat did such a good job with this, and this is like 5 years ago. Hey. Here's more stolen speedrun footage. Yeah. What a fucking prick saying I stole footage for Spyro 3. What the fuck? I mean, Spyro 1, 2, 3. I don't remember which one. It doesn't look like a fucking speedrun, bro. It's because I recorded it myself.
Hey, look, it's a review of Spyro 3.
Year of the Dragon is a bit of a weird case. Spyro 3
XD.
for me is one of those love-hate games, kind of like Crash 3. The bits that are good, I adore, but the bits that are bad, I despise. And while looking at the game as a whole, I'm able to strictly look at the good.
Well, it's me!
Comparing it to its predecessors, the bad really sticks out.
Sorry.
I'm going to instead divide this review in half. The first half will cover all of the good, and the second half will cover all the bad.
Interesting.
First, however, I'm going to talk about the story, because butts. Spyro 3 takes place
XD.
not in the Dragon Realms or
XD.
Avalar, but
Holy
instead in the
shit.
Forgotten Worlds. In Spyro 3, we see that all of the dragons and Hunter are baked.
Smoke weed every day.
Wow, that was
All
a
of a
funny
sudden-
joke.
Ooh! That hasn't aged badly at all.
Dude, that was a fucking... that was a funny fucking joke. That was a funny
Holy
fucking
shit.
joke. Yeah. That
Oh
was
my
funny.
god.
Dude, that's fucking weird when you think about it. Because it's like fucking... You know... The Crash 1 review was a while ago. We got really excited about Over 9,000. You know? I feel like these old fucking memes have really... You know... Worn out their fucking welcome. Like, I ain't fucking laughing now! It's not that fucking funny!
Mm-hmm.
That was really... I don't even remember putting that in. I remember one of the jokes I made in here actually being kind of funny, but fucking, like, I don't remember that. Whatever, who fucking cares?
She shows up and starts stealing the dragon eggs, until she accidentally wakes Hunter and everyone else up. She then escaped to the Forgotten Worlds by jumping in a hole in the ground. We then see our furry friend once again, this time bringing the eggs she recovered to the generic, uninteresting villain. This is the Sorceress, probably the most boring villain in a Spyro game. All she does is bitch and moan like a bitch. So the bitch has stolen all of the dragon eggs, and now it's up to Spyro and Hunter to stop her. Anyway, let's split the review in two. First, the good. Spyro 3 runs on Spyro 2's engine, meaning the controls are just as tight as before. And I have to say, Spyro is super fun in this game. The levels are now much bigger and larger than before. Spyro 1 had such a distinct and unique motif. The ancient and medieval, but also timeless and magical look was something that was very unique to Spyro the Dragon. Spyro 2 abandoned this and instead went for a more various and random aesthetic. Spyro 3's environments are a good mesh of the two. Simply put, Spyro 3 is a visual masterpiece and is quite possibly the best looking game to ever be put on the PS1.
Agree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Spyro 3.
That's a good point.
Spyro 3 is an incredibly impressive game. Like, the fact that, granted, I think a lot of the different gameplay styles and stuff were not implemented well, but the fact that just so much content is on one disc is fucking impressive. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty
said this
crazy.
Before, Metal Gear Solid, Abe's Exodus, Final Fantasy VII all needed 2 discs, alright? This game is fucking one disc. All of that fucking content they put on one disc, and I don't know how they did it. It's like,
it's pretty fucking crazy.
What fucking weird, like, Jedi mind tricks were they up to? Like, it's fucking crazy. I don't know how the fuck they did that.
I think this review so far, aside from the shitty joke of, like, the smoke weed every day thing, it's...
yeah.
It's pretty good so far. Like, you didn't go over verbose in detail with the story. You kind of just mentioned the setup, and then
I think I could have. It could have been trimmed down, but yeah,
yeah.
It was like,
but I don't think it was.
It wasn't as bad as like Spyro 2, where I just explain cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know what? The next, I'm not looking forward to the next video. Cause look at that.
Oh,
fucking Rapid Cortex. That's next. Fuck yeah. Anyway.
That's fucking foreboding right there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Other thing that Spyro 3 really excels in is the music. Spyro 3's music isn't quite as Spyro-y as Spyro 1 or 2's, but it is much more upbeat this time.
Upbeat?
Spyro 2's and especially Spyro 1's music was very laid back, but Spyro 3's is instead very fast-paced. The fan favorite seems to be Fireworks Factory.
You really don't know fucking shit about music.
Fast-paced, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
These games were a little laid back, and this one's way more fast-paced, and this one's upbeat, and this one isn't upbeat.
Yeah, I really don't know how to describe music yet.
That was how you explain music. Music was fucking... It's either slow or it's fast.
Well, I didn't say the music in Spyro 1 or 2 was bad. Because I loved it.
I know.
And even at this time, I loved it. But yeah, it's like... I think what I'm trying to say is that the music is different. But I could explain it more, because I know, like, a little more about music now than I did back then. Like, I know enough to say, you know, fast music, slow music, like, I know a little more than that. You know, I'm still not super knowledgeable about music, although I listen to plenty. You know, good old Marvin Gaye, good old Beatles, good old fucking Danny Brown, Daniel the Color of Pooh, all those.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to all those, yeah.
Although my favorite would probably be Icy Peak, which I'm going to play over the next part because it is really, really awesome. Spyro is fun as fuck to play in this game. He starts out with all of his old abilities that he unlocks
and it's
in
at
Spyro
2 volume.
2. Unlike another shitty game you guys might know about.
What?
Levels are much larger, and they are
What
an
was that?
absolute joy to
I said, hold on. Just
what was
fucking-
the...
in this game. He starts out with all of his old abilities that he unlocked from Spyro 2. Unlike another shitty game you guys might
There's
know
the fucking-
about. Levels are much larger, and they are an absolute joy to explore. Spyro 3's regular levels are quite fun, although the best parts of this game are the speedways. Year of the Dragon speedways put Spyro 2 and 1s to shame, and if you disagree, you should be euthanized. The speedways are accompanied by excellent music, tons more to collect, and
It's fucking... whatever. I like, that kind of shit is obviously just so ridiculous, like, I don't feel that bad about that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like other times where
No,
it's
I like
like,
that
what
shit.
is wrong with you, man? I get
Yeah.
really, like, you know, just retardedly angry. I don't like that shit, but that was just, you should be euthanized, put to death.
and extra challenges as well.
Yeah, it's good.
This time, the objectives are much more clear. Sparks will even explain to you the best order to do them in. You might call this hand-holding, but Spyro 3 then shows no mercy with the speedway races. In the speedway races, you race enemies which vary within each of the courses, and it is fucking fun. Secret orb challenges, now called egg challenges, make a return, and they are
And again, I didn't, like, blow my fucking nose. I'm realizing...
Yeah, I heard that. Like, fucking fun!
Yeah.
fun
Yeah,
too.
like spit in your mouth or something.
This time, they're all played as Hunter, who I swear is suffering from schizophrenic hallucinations of some kind.
I do like this. I'm glad I pointed this
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I don't remember pointing this out, where you just walk, I love that in this game, you just walk up to him and he's like, whoa, a bunch of fucking sheep and UFOs just started coming out of nowhere! And it's just kind of weird, like, you know, it's not
Yeah.
like you hear, like, it's not like there's a cutscene of them flying in and you hear, like, sound effects in the background. He just you know, unprompted, just starts saying that to you. It's just pretty funny.
Well, he's probably on fucking shrooms. I mean, it's
Yeah,
Mushroom
exactly.
Speedway.
Yeah. I
Okay.
described it as schizophrenic hallucinations.
Hallucinations of some
Yeah.
kind.
But yeah, it's probably on shrooms. Portobello mushrooms. The Portobello Mafia.
Whoa! A bunch of sheep and flying saucers just came out of nowhere and started
Oh my God.
blasting up the race course.
Hold on.
This game is worth playing just for the speedways alone. They are genius and hands down the best thing to come out of this game. This game just looks phenomenal. Fun levels, open environments, beautiful graphics, fun minigames. There's really nowhere for this game to go wrong. The only way they could possibly screw this up is if they...
XD.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now the bad. I'm gonna get the minor problems out of the way first. The villain of this game, the bitch, is pretty boring to be honest. One of the things that made Ripto such a memorable villain was his constant back and forth banter with Spyro. Ripto made it
Sick
very clear
bants.
from the beginning that he hated dragons.
I hate dragons.
You constantly saw Ripto throughout the game,
Nice.
as he taunted Spyro, appearing in practically every cutscene. This made the final battle with Ripto that much more intense. After seeing the two butt heads for so long, it was so goddamn satisfying to
The
see
two
one of them
butt
come
heads.
out on top. In Spyro 3,
Yeah,
the
the two
bitch
butt heads.
barely interacts with Spyro. In fact, now that I think about it, the bitch and Spyro don't even meet until the last battle. What the fuck? Oh, and the bitch isn't the only one to
XD.
suffer this problem.
XD.
All of the bosses are just not memorable at all. Instead of being the game's main antagonists, they're just creepy random monsters that only get one cutscene as introduction. Perhaps they're trying to use the fear of the unknown to make these bosses unexpected, but at the same time, you didn't really know what to expect when going against Crush or Gulp, or especially Ripto. From all these cutscenes, when would you possibly think that Ripto's fight would be as hard as it was? The first three bosses are pretty fun, but the final boss is seriously underwhelming. It feels like a dumbed down version of Spyro 2's. Here are all the ways the bitch's boss battle exceeds Ripto's. The music is better. You know, that's really all I can come up with at the moment. Spyro 3's boss is similar to Spyro 2's, but instead of the orbs giving you abilities, they let you control vehicles.
That was a weird verbose way of putting it, but who gives a shit? I don't care about this video already.
And boy, is this fucking stupid. Thank you. Thank you for giving me two random vehicles that I didn't control at all in my run of the game. and they all control like crap. Spyro 3 also has a generic stock enemy, the Rhinox. One of my favorite things in Spyro 2 was the variety between NPCs. Most of them didn't even work with Ripto, they just fit into the cute little backstory of each level. And what the fuck ever happened to that? Where did the old
Wait, what the
level...
fuck? We got text.
Into the cute little backstory of each level. And what the fuck ever happened to that?
Mic tab?
Mic tab.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. I like those kinds of edits, you know, just like that, like...
Yeah.
I like that shit. That's good.
That? Where did the old level intros go? Those gave each level a unique personality and distinction from the others, so why the fuck would you remove that? Tutorials are also a huge pain in the dick. Yes, Spyro 2 did have annoying tutorials, but there is no exaggeration when I say that Spyro 3 will literally interrupt you twice to give you the same snippet of information. No joke here, look.
You can get there by hovering. To hover, just press the triangle button at the end of your glide.
You can hover to get more distance when gliding. Just press the
Wow, what
triangle
a hoe.
button at the end of your glide.
But these flaws can be put aside, as
Hoey?
there's one problem so glaring and ridiculous with this game that it trumps any other minor flaw
Trumps?
Trump! Holy shit!
Yeah, Stimpy Trumpland.
I can think of. Remember how I kept saying that Spyro's levels were fun? Well, obviously, it's Spyro. In a Spyro game, you should play as Spyro and only Spyro, right? Isn't this obvious? Well, yeah, it is, and
The thing is, I think that they could have made the animal buddies work. It's just, I don't think... I don't have a problem with them implementing a bunch of different gameplay styles. I just think that they weren't implemented
Because they work
well.
a lot better in Reignited.
You know, for example, and I mentioned this in the last video, but I'm going to do it again, just because it's worth it for this argument, you know. In Sonic Mania, and I know you haven't played it, but in one of the boss battles, you go up against Dr. Eggman, and it's a minigame. It's Puyo Puyo Tetris, you know? And it's not incredibly, you know, it's not like, what is it? It's not, the game requires you to push buttons. So if you just don't know how to play Tetris, if you've never seen that screen before, you might lose. But otherwise, if you have, like, any vague idea about how to play Tetris, which pretty much everybody does, you can beat the boss, you know? And it's just kind of a fun distraction, you know? It's a nice little twist, because every other boss, you're jumping on them and, you know, you have to constantly dodge their attacks. While this one, you're just playing Tetris. You know, it's like a fun little mix-up, and I like that, you know? But if instead they made it, like, really, really hard Tetris, you know? Like, that wouldn't be fun. That would be annoying, you know? Because it's like, I get the impression... I couldn't help but feel like, man, I really didn't sign up to this. I wanted to play Sonic the Hedgehog, and instead I got Tetris. You know?
Yeah.
So it's even if it's a well-designed Tetris level and it's, you know, reasonably difficult, I just feel like I didn't sign up for that. You know, and I feel like this game has that problem. You know, like the boxing minigame, for example. You know, I didn't sign up for a boxing simulator. It's just kind of a platformer, you know, and there's a bunch of different little minigames, you know, and some of them are done pretty well, but I really didn't sign up for a fucking boxing simulator or, you know, a third-person shooter. That's not the kind of game I wanted to play. You know?
That's why I think it's cool that they made them, like, a lot...
They made them much easier. They're a lot better in Reignited, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason I prefer Reignited Spyro 3, just because I think the different gameplay styles were handled better. Granted, 3 unfortunately has, like, it is the most buggy, it is the most visually inconsistent, and I feel like they messed up the cutscenes pretty bad. Like, there are some changes I really don't like that they made to Spyro 3, which was just unfortunate, but, you know, just Agent 9 exists. You know, I wouldn't spurg out so hard about Agent 9 in the original game, like, because I get really, oh my god, guys, what is this? I get really angry about it in this review. But, like, you know, it's just not fun. Like, it's just fucking frustrating. It's annoying. Because I always get the impression, it's like, man, I wanted to play Spyro. I don't want to play this game. You know, I don't want to play fucking... like, bad third-person shooter, you know what I mean? So fucking, yeah, that's my opinion on the way that the other Animal Buddies were implemented. I think if they just had more time to do it, or, you know, I don't know, you know, if they just took another look at the game and just said, okay, you know what, this is kind of, like, fuck off really goddamn hard, maybe we should make this a little easier. If they just did that, I'd be totally okay with it, you know, and Spyro 3 would probably be my favorite. But, it's just, you know, that they're just implemented badly, in my opinion. But...
I agree.
You know, it's not the worst game ever. I enjoy it. But I definitely would prefer Spyro 2 and 1. Also...
Certainly fun games.
Okay, anyway,
I agree. But apparently, it wasn't obvious when they were developing this game, since Spyro 3 adds 5 additional characters to play as. I will say that again. 5 additional characters.
Well,
Do I even need to go further? I could just end the review right there if I wanted to. In fact, I think I'll do that. Thanks for watching, and I give Spyro 3 a dick out of butt.
Fucking
Hell yeah.
a dick out of butt, yeah. Up XD, like, look, the video's not over.
Look, I am not in any way a game designer, and I'm not sure that I will ever be one, but I don't need to be a rocket scientist to see that having 5 completely new, varying, and different characters is a death sentence. Maybe they could have done what Battle for Bikini Bottom did, letting you play as 2 additional characters occasionally, but almost always focusing on your main character. But apparently that wasn't fucking...
I don't think it's a problem that there's too much variety. I just think it's not handled well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I enjoy playing Sheila in Spyro 3. You know, I'm talking about the PS1 game.
Yeah.
They kind of ruined her in Reignited. Like, she just
I
controls
disagree, but...
I think I mean, like, the design is fine. I'm not complaining about that. It's just the controls, they feel off. Like, she kind of just sluggishly moves across the ground, while this, she felt a lot more, you know, just moved quicker. I thought it was better. And Bentley was definitely better on PS1. But I think Sergeant Bird got...
I think Bentley takes getting used to.
I think Bentley was
It's
just
a weird
better on
camera.
PS1. But his boxing minigame was made far less obnoxious, so there's that.
Yeah.
And Bird is better on Reignited, and Agent 9 is like, I don't think anybody's gonna contest that, you know?
He's actually really, like, his sections are some of my
he's
favorite.
like, yeah, he's like the best part of that game, honestly. Like, I think
Because
they
that's
just
the thing. That's the thing about a character like that. When you've got a third person, is like a third person like section. The controls and the camera make or break that sort of thing. And obviously, they didn't really know what they were doing on the PS1, so they couldn't really implement it that well.
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, it's like that control scheme. Like, we really hadn't decided on like what the best control scheme for that sort of thing was. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely a product of its time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, it's shit, but back then, no one really knew what third-person shooters should control like.
You know something interesting? There was an Alien game on the PS1, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but it was developed by a favorite developer of mine, Argonaut. You know, they developed Croc. They also developed
Big fan
Star
of
Fox.
of that development studio.
Yes,
yeah.
Argonaut. They're pretty... I like them a lot.
And also iNinja, if anyone knows what that game is, I'll give you 500 epic points.
Nice. I don't. But Argonaut, they're one of my fave developers because those guys were super innovative, you know. And they were sort of known for their very weird, unconventional control schemes, you know, because they like to try new things. You know, Croc was sort of a game that was, you know, in development around the same time as I believe in the development around the same time as Crash and Mario. So everybody was trying to figure out 3D, you know, with like varied results. So that was before, like, you know, the sort of, or at least based on my understanding of the timeline, that was before the sort of proper control scheme was like realized. So that kind of leads to the pseudo tank controls in Croc, which is why that game doesn't hold up super well. But there was one game that they made. It was an Alien game, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but you know, whatever. And it had this it was a first-person shooter, and it had this really weird control scheme that everybody hated when the game came out, because people just couldn't get used to the fact that, you know, rather than move left and right with the fucking shoulder buttons, the left stick made you strafe around, and the right stick aimed the camera? Like, what is that? You know? What kind of control scheme is that, you know? They basically invented the first-person control scheme for, like, every console, you know, nowadays. Like, all the consoles, so... Yeah.
I just looked it up. It's called Alien Resurrection. It came out in 2000.
And it was by Argonaut, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there it is.
Oh, shit.
I think that was one of the first ones. So yeah, but anyway, there's a cute little story. This was before that game came out, so, you know, that's why it has the really bad first-person shooter segment in that, you know? Remember? Fucking, there's the first-person shooter segment in Fireworks Factory, and it's the worst. Yeah.
Very, very sluggish.
Obvious. All of the new characters control completely different from one another. Yes, it adds variety, but it is too much. This game just feels like a clusterfuck of random characters, and there is nothing redeemable about any of them. I guess I'll have to go over each of the characters now. What fun. Sheila the kangaroo. Sheila is a kangaroo. And like a kangaroo, she can jump really high.
Oh wow, that was
Every
funny.
time
again.
you jump, she
the
comes-
double.
That
Hell
was-
yeah.
dude! I'm pretty sure it comes up again because I just
You
remembered.
said
that.
the word high?
Remember earlier
You
when
said
I
the word
said,
high
"Oh my
several
god"?
times.
Remember when I said that earlier when we were looking at the Hunter segment? Because I thought I was going to make a joke
Yeah.
about it there because I remembered suddenly like, "Oh shit! Don't I do something really unfunny and I bring it up like 5 times in this fucking review because I was smart?" You know, like,
Mhm.
and then I didn't do it there, and I was like, "Ugh," and then that just happened, and yeah,
And then
great.
XD smoke weed every day.
To an almost complete stop, and it makes everything feel awkward and stagnant. Wasn't one of
Stagnant?
Spyro 2's biggest
Stagnant. Listen to that.
Stagnant? Did you say stagnant?
Dude, the fucking bosses, they're so stagnant.
she can jump really high, and it makes everything feel awkward and stagnant.
Stagnant. Yeah.
Yes, stagnant. Wow.
It's stagnant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know.
Sheila's controls, like, they're a little weird, but I think she's fine on PS1. I definitely think she was better
Yeah.
on PS1 than on PS4.
I think they're fine on both versions. IMO.
It's, like, decent enough on PS4, I think. Like, it's beatable. It's, like, mildly enjoyable, but I think I preferred her levels on PS1.
Wasn't one of Spyro 2's biggest improvement its fluid and smooth gameplay? Spyro 2 allowed you to ease through the platforming, but Spyro 3 instead has you constantly stopping, making Sheila a tedious character to play as and a fucking chore. It
Also, the camera in her levels fucking goes... That's another thing that they fixed and, reignited.
feels fucking
Oh
weird.
yeah.
Next character, Sergeant Bird. You know, I really don't feel like doing this. Sergeant Bird is quite possibly the worst character in a Spyro game. He fires missiles on his back which lock onto enemies, which is good fun. He can also fly, and oh my god, the task of trying to maneuver this loathsome cunt in the air is a nightmare.
Loadsome
That's good. I like that.
And it becomes next to
That's good.
impossible when enemies are throwing shit at you. Maybe when the moon is full, there's a total solar eclipse, all the planets fucking align, and this kid finally learns to shut up.
Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
I never found any
Call
glitches in this
outs.
game when I was going after each gem and the replay is high because of the bosses. What is that talking about? I don't know. I don't care.
You can maybe get him to land within a mile of your destination. Most of the time, he's just sliding around aimlessly, and it is such a goddamn chore to move. Movement is stagnant and awkward. There is
What
no
the fuck? I said
You said it
stagnant.
right that time.
I said
Yeah.
stagnant and stagnant. It's like, bruh, just fucking re-record the line. Oh my god, he's fucking stagnant, man. You know? Park the car and have a yard. You know, like, Jesus Christ.
nothing fluent or smooth about it. Why is Spyro 3 working to undo the improvements of Spyro 2? It makes no sense. Also, remember when I said Spyro 2's music was the weakest of the original trilogy? I'm gonna take that back now. I mainly said that because
here
of
it
how
is.
annoying Colossus's music was, but Colossus is fucking Queen compared to what this game offers.
Queen?
This game's music is otherwise
Oh my gosh,
phenomenal.
Queen.
I'm not even crazy about Queen. Like, I like Queen, but, like, I'm not super crazy about them. Like, I wasn't super
I
crazy
think I know about
Yeah.
4 Queen songs or something. I always said Ween.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Mother Love. That's a good song. But I'm not super crazy about Queen. Yeah, I said Ween.
Yes, we did it.
I'm super crazy about Ween, but not about Queen. But
Yeah, so am I.
whatever. Who cares? And it's just that, and I explained this before, it's really fucking retarded. Granted, I kind of realized as I was writing this review that, like, it was pretty ridiculous. Here's the thing, I wanted to say this before, and we kind of just got sidetracked. I made all of these reviews within a week, and that is playing the game basically for the first time, writing down my thoughts, and, like, making unfunny jokes in the middle of that, and then editing the video. That was all 1 week. I did it really fast.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't have shit going on then. Like, you know, I would hang out with, like, my friends on the weekends, and then that was it. And then I was in high school, but I didn't do any fucking homework because it was a waste of time. Who cares? High school is fucking stupid.
True.
So, yeah. And because of that, you know, when I play a game now, like, if I want to sort of, like, assess the quality of the game, I like to wait a bit, you know? Because I need to sort of
Yeah.
see how it affects me over time, but my
You like to sit
thoughts
on
were
it.
incredibly fresh on Spyro 3. You know, they were kind of hot off the press, if you know what I mean. So, you know, they just came off as, you know, I get very, very, very angry. Like, Sergeant Bird's music is the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, maybe if I waited a week and then listened to that song again, I'd be like, it's not that bad. Because I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
remember something like that happening, like listening to Sergeant Bird's music and being like, this isn't that bad. Like, you know, I just got really angry about it. It's just because I hated these fucking levels so much. I got stuck on them so often, you know? And just because they took me forever. And because of that, you know, you hear that, you hear that a lot. because that punctuates sort of the whole song.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Phenomenal. But it has what just might be one of the most atrocious pieces of music to ever be placed into a video game, which would be the music that plays in Sergeant Bird's stages.
Yeah. It's not the worst thing ever.
I love that shit. I love that shit in the background, by the way. Like, if you listen to the song, you can hear the fucking.
I'm not.
That's hilarious. Like, that shit's great.
I'm not crazy about that part. It's kind of funny.
Terrible music actually had me pausing the game to turn the music off in a Spyro game. I feel like I'm gonna get fucking PTSD from listening to this music. Oh, that stupid bullshit. Not even Crash Twinsanity music was this bad.
No. Wrong.
Whoa! Oh, yikes!
No. Like I said, this part is very sort of hyperbolic, and like.
Yeah. Why does Crash have yellow shoes?
Because Crash Twinsanity is a good game. Don't worry about it. No, yeah, fucking.
I just fucking noticed that.
I like his fucking little like knee pads, whatever that is.
Yeah.
What a good redesign. But yeah, fucking.
By the way, another reason this song is fucking great, the Sergeant Bird one is like the little when it does have its kind of like the refrain section is when it goes like the fucking whatever that sound is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. That's great. Anyway, continue.
I'm still not super crazy about this song. But like, yeah. No, and this is like really sort of hyperbolic. I kind of realized like pretty quickly after the review is done and uploaded, like, oh geez. Like I remember even then like thinking that. But yeah.
Sake. Crash Twinsanity, a game that thinks that the only problem with the Crazy Bus theme is that it's not an acapella.
The Crazy Bus theme needs more voices.
Baby, what are you doing to me? What did
Stewie.
you do? Did you steal from the cookie jar again?
What the fuck?
Okay,
did you
weird.
steal from the cookie jar again?
What you do? Did you steal from the cookie jar again? Stewie, I didn't want to have to fucking do this, but looks like I'm gonna have to do it.
Oh, I remember this. The police.
I was originally
brown, and I showed Sheila. Yeah, because Sheila's brown.
Yeah, because Sheila is she's a black Australian.
No, she's got like brown skin, you know.
Yeah, but she's
well,
she's
fur, whatever that is, you know. Yeah.
Originally supposed to 100% this game, and up to this point I was. But while playing as Sergeant Bird in the level Enchanted Towers, I just paused the game and quit. It wasn't until I got back to the homeworld did I realize that I was supposed to complete the level. I'm serious, guys, this was not meant to happen at all.
Yeah, I do remember that actually pretty vividly, like, just quitting the level, just getting sick, and I'm like, oh shit, wait, I didn't finish the level, I just got fucking sick of it, it was just fucking boring. Remember that.
Nice.
Granted, I kind of make it, like, very dramatic here, but, like, it wasn't that dramatic. It was just kind of like, ah, shit. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta go and do the level again. Like, that's kind of what I went through my head.
Yeah.
And after this, I didn't bother to come back and 100% the game. No. I instead just raced to beat it as fast as possible so I wouldn't have to ever touch it again. Oh, and guess what? Sergeant Bird isn't even the worst character in this game. Next wondrous character, Bentley the Yeti. To tell you the truth, Bentley really doesn't annoy me. He controls reasonably well, his gameplay does a good job contrasting Spyro's, but still fits the game very well. It's very easy to pick up and play. Not too many tutorials, not a whole lot of bullshit, just nice and easy. Bentley, unlike all the other characters, is kinda enjoyable. His gameplay doesn't feel like it's being constantly interrupted by sharp jumps or awkward movement. His only real problem is that he's boring and he doesn't get that much spotlight. But the next character is atrocious, and I mean atrocious. Easily the shittiest character in this game, and quite possibly the most bizarre, awkward, and fucking stupid character to ever be put into a video
I get so
game.
fucking angry.
Yeah,
it's because that's the thing. Like I said, my thoughts were like a little too fresh. Like I needed to sort of sit down and like sort of let the game ruminate more. You know what I mean? Just let it fucking let me sit with it and be like, yeah, how did because I don't enjoy Agent 9's levels at all. I find them really frustrating, but I can say so now with like a pretty calm voice. I can say, yeah, I didn't enjoy Agent 9's levels too much, but if you enjoyed them, whatever. Don't really get it, but that's fine. Probably a good person. I don't give a shit. That's what I would say now. And that's honestly, that's what I would say if
react
just given
in that situation.
if just given a little time to just sort of like sit after. But I was writing that like as I was playing. I'm pretty sure. Like I just got fucking angry, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're so stressed and you get so angry, you say irrational, stupid things. You know, you don't think straight.
Yes.
And it was like I was almost kind of angry as I was writing this review because it was so rushed. You know? That is especially true of the Wrath video, by the way, because that video, in its 47-minute glory, was made in a week. The same deal. I wrote the whole thing, played the whole game, did all that shit in 1 week. 47 minutes. You know, that I could not do that now if I fucking tried. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how the fuck I did that, to be honest. Like, I was working fucking overtime. I don't know how I did that. I remember staying up, like, really late one day to just, like, edit the video. It was pretty fun, but at the same time, it's a fucking shit video. But I'm just delaying the inevitable. Let's just watch this fucking Spurg shit. Pause for effect.
Agent 9. Alright, I'm just gonna, like, gush for a second here. Was this some sort of practical joke? No, I'm honestly being serious. Were they high or something?
Oh my god.
Oh,
I want to
hell
know if
yeah.
they were just making...
Also, look at that, Ted Price.
Ted Price.
Cute.
He looks like Ben Stiller in that picture.
Does he?
Were they high or something?
Ben Stiller.
No, you're actually saying, yeah. Looks exactly like Ben Stiller in this image. Nice.
So that's what I said. Remember I said it comes up again, like... The joke
Yeah.
wasn't funny the first time. It's aged
I like
really
this
well.
picture, though.
Yeah, he looks like Ben Stiller. I don't even know why I have this fucking image. I'm pretty sure Jake sent this to me, because it just seems like the kind of thing he'd send to me. Oh, speaking of Jake, let's keep playing.
I want to know if they were just making a dumb joke or if they were honestly this fucking clueless. What I'm curious is how they go from Spyro 2 to this. Spyro 2, one of the most innovative, original, unique, and amazing platformers ever made to fucking this? What is this? I also want to know how you go from this to Ratchet and Clank, another phenomenal game. So what the fuck is it? Agent 9 is basically if Ratchet...
Nice.
It sounds pretty fucking... So far, this is it's just dumb. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah.
This isn't that bad. The thing I don't like is when I say this is Jeremiah Isaiah levels of retarded. That just like it's just upsetting, to be honest. Just because like I don't hate him now, you know. It just seems fucking retarded. Like it just I don't know how else to describe it. I'm saying that word very freely. I don't care. It's just fucking retarded, dude. It's fucking retarded. God.
and Clank sucked, and was developed by Satan. Agent 9 is a monkey with a laser gun, and it sucks. Aiming is next to impossible. There's no way to strafe backwards. You can maybe land a hit on an enemy once if you're lucky, and goddammit, why am I playing this? This is like Jeremiah Isaiah levels of stupid here.
Oh,
Yeah.
There
Oh
it is.
shit. And then I'm pretty sure what I played right here is a clip of Jeremiah Isaiah calling out my friend Jake, who I just mentioned, because I was pretty good friends with him. Yeah. And Jeremiah called out Jake, so then I like kind of called him out, like in response. You know?
dude, the fucking revenge story.
Yeah. It's just really fucking stupid. And it all kind of culminated in like some drama between Jeremiah and me. Like someone was running like a Facebook page, like making fun of him, and he thought that was me, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know. And I was just being retarded and just calling him out. And I was also just leaving like nasty comments to him whenever he'd comment on my videos. Just being a fucking little faggot. You know.
A child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, we're cool now. I'm cool with him.
It's in the past.
You know, you're a fan of fucking baby juice. I know that. So fucking
Hell yeah.
whatever. I ain't
see.
upset. But yeah, this just, you know, so it's like a little easier to watch this knowing that like, you know, not too many people are like genuinely hurt by this. Like I know like, you know, I don't think he's that upset about this, you know, but fucking, I mean now, you know, like I don't think he's still thinking like, man, I can't believe the STIMPYLAND called me out in his Spyro 3 review. I don't think he's fucking sitting and wallowing in that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just makes me feel like shit. Whatever.
And I'm gonna call this person out right now. I'm gonna call you out right now, Jake.
Oh, and
Jake.
believe it or not, we have one more character.
I like how you
Keep
showed
in
the
mind,
fucking...
he only sounds
That was good. Yeah, Jake.
I like how you showed the fucking dragon name, yeah.
good because he's being compared to Agent 9. And you can make anything sound good when you compare it to this abomination of a character. Next character is...
Next and spelled wrong. I'm pretty sure that was intentional.
Yeah.
Sparks? Yep, Spyro's little dragonfly buddy is playable, and he sucks. His levels are top-down shooters, which I didn't fucking need to play in a Spyro game. Like, do I even...
I can kind of agree with that, like... Remember when I said, like, I didn't sign up for this shit? That's really how I feel with this. Like, man, I really did not sign up to play a top-down shooter. Because they made these levels retardedly easy and reignited. You know, like, the bosses you just fucking wipe out. It's so funny.
I need to comment on this. Why is this in my Spyro game? Stop. Go away. After completing Sparks' missions, you get new abilities.
This one's pretty XD, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, lots of, like, wacky cuts and just smoke weed every day and other shit like that, you know? Lots of shit like that in this review.
He can grab gems that are farther away and even take an extra hit for Spyro. But you know what else they give you, but only after completing a Sparks level? The Gem Finder. What is with this game? It feels the need to constantly undo the improvements made by Spyro 2. It makes... You're about to notice at this point that...
That's what I'm talking about. It's just like... I was fucking...
It's really fucking spurgy all over the place.
I was fucking coked out when I was making this video.
Spyro 3 makes me pretty angry. Why is that anyway? Why aren't you just as mad at games like... No, God! Why aren't you just as mad at games like Legend of Spyro or Skylanders? Here's the thing. Those games were basically doomed from the start. Those games basically sucked from the second they were conceived. But Spyro 3 was different. It had potential. Spyro 3 could have been the next big thing after Spyro 2. Spyro 3 had potential to be the best Spyro game and the perfect send-off to the other two amazing entries in the series. And on the surface, that's what this game is. The music is great, the environments are amazing, Spyro is super fun to play as, then the speedways are... Oh, look, it's genius. But what do you end up getting from the game as a whole?
Jesus.
Okay.
You get mostly this. And this. And also a lot of this. There are plenty of different ways they could have gone about doing this, and this seems like the worst possible approach. First off, Spyro does not get enough attention. I spent 2 entire games getting used to this one character, so can you please let me put those skills to use? In each homeworld, you're introduced to a new character, and none of the new characters get the spotlight long enough. I might have come to really enjoy Bentley's gameplay, but by the time I was starting to get a handle on his controls, the game threw a character that played completely different from him. The characters don't share much in common with Spyro or each other, and the game is constantly being thrown between them. As a result,
That's the thing, I sort of agree with the criticisms here. It's just I really don't like the way I put it into the video, you know? Like, what I needed to do was wait a week before making this review, and it would not have been nearly as bad. You know, I would have had a much easier time, because I don't think it would have included the Jeremiah call-out. You know, I don't think, I think the version of Agent 9 would have been much more coherent. Same with Sergeant Bird, you know? I wouldn't have made, like, that really elaborate joke about Sergeant Bird's theme, you know?
Yeah.
What I needed to do was just wait, but I rushed it, so...
You just sit on it?
A piece of advice to those at home watching along, thinking, maybe I'll make game reviews. Don't do that. This has so far been a very good series that's just like, okay, here's what you don't do when you want to make a video. Don't rush it. Sit. Just sit on it, wait. Sit on its face, fart in its face, and then it comes everywhere. You know? Just like that. Just do that, okay? So don't rush it, because that's what happened here. You know? So, yeah.
No rushing.
Each of the characters feel awkward, and you never get the proper amount of time to enjoy one of them. Spyro is the only fun character in this game, and he only gets about half of the game to himself. My favorite levels in this game are probably the ones that you played as Spyro, and only Spyro, like Icy Peak. Fireworks Factory might have been my favorite Spyro level ever,
ICP?
if they didn't make you play as Agent 9. They should have spent their time designing more levels and abilities for Spyro, instead of wasting their time on designing shit that nobody cared about. Do you seriously expect me to believe that anyone wanted to play as Sparks before Spyro 3? And if they...
Maybe. People want to fucking play as the lab assistants in Nitrofield. People have wanted to play as, like, random-ass characters since the beginning of fucking time. You know?
Yep.
Should have said anybody with a fucking brain. No, I wanted to say something. I didn't mention the Gem Finder too much, but that's one of the big problems that I have with Spyro 3. I really don't like that they make you unlock
that is
the
really
Gem Finder.
annoying.
Because you know what ends up happening? I play the first 2 worlds, and I leave every single level with 399 gems, and it fucking pisses me off. Because then I get the Gem Finder, and I go back, and I find that the gem was just hiding in some stupid-ass position where I couldn't see it. You know? Icy Peak would have been one of my favorite levels if it weren't for the fact that, you know, you don't have the Gem Finder yet at that point in the game. And I'm always missing, like, 5 gems every time I play the level. And it's And it's just not fun. It's just frustrating. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Kind of
what I
weird that they
love in
didn't include
Reignited.
it.
I love that they just give it to you in the start of the game. That made me so happy.
In all 3 games.
Yes. But when I was playing Spyro 3, I was so happy when I saw that. I was afraid that they were going to it's authentic to the original game. You got to unlock it again. It's like, no, you just have it from the start of the game. It's like, oh, yes, thank you. I was so happy about that.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
They did? Would they imagine it being anything like this? No! Spyro 3 could have been so much better. Like, hey, what if they made Hunter playable in the platforming? Maybe give him some of the new abilities and shit, and, let him play in his own levels. Give him exclusive abilities, that stuff. That would have been kind of fun. I'm sure they would have made it work if they put their heads to it. Well, okay, maybe they needed a new character. How about taking Spyro's speedway controls and making a skin of them in the form of Sergeant Bird? Maybe instead of having him be a slippery piece of shit, you could let him fly around like Spyro did. His rockets would be great for targeting enemies. Why didn't they just do that? That would have been interesting. It might not be as good as Spyro 2, but it would at least be kind of fun. But I never wanted to play as Sheila the Kangaroo, or Sergeant Bird, so what the... Spyro 3 is no doubt the weakest of the original trilogy. Really disappointing game. I constantly find myself coming back to Spyro 1 and 2, but I never even touched 3, and this bullshit is why. Fuck. I think the best game of this trilogy is Spyro.
I just fuck. I just like that. Just pause and then I just say fuck. It's just weird, Yeah. Because you think it's gonna be just I'm gonna add to that, And this bullshit is why. I'm really tired, and you think I'm gonna add, and I just fuck. I thought that was kind of funny.
This bullshit is why. Fuck. I think the best game of this trilogy is Spyro 2. Fantastic music, levels, graphics, and go watch my goddamn review of it. This game is a masterpiece. Go buy it already. Please. A good runner-up is Spyro 1, a game that I would also
fucking Spyro 2 spokesman.
Especially if you're a fan of mine, because, after all, I made it pretty damn clear in my review that it was my
Wow.
Oh, here it is again.
Okay, we get it. As for Spyro 3, think of it like
sure.
Spyro 2.5. As a Spyro 2 fan craving more, Spyro 3 made an entertaining first run, and it's worth playing just for the speedways alone. Holy crap, they are good, trust me. But then there's the characters. Ultimately, I'd skip it. Well, that's really it for Spyro. As for the
I'd say check out Spyro 3. I think it's a decent enough time.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm not super crazy about it, but it's a decently built game. It's fucking beautiful. Love the way Spyro 3 looks. It's
Also, you didn't even go too much into the music in this one.
I said it was really good, but remember I said it was fast. That's it. I just said it was fucking fast paced. There you go. I went into the music, see?
Rest of the series, another time. Just not
Never.
Yet, but definitely another time.
Definitely not.
I promise. Oh shit!
You don't.
No. You know what happened? This was.
You died?
I died. Also,
I'm only just noticing this right fucking now.
Yeah, Ripto.
That you're paused. He's his shitty model is in it. His eye.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Ripto. He's gone.
That is the He's fucking awful.
But no, I think,
no Enter the Dragonfly review.
Well, you know what ended up happening?
You died.
You know what ended up happening? I had ideas for how the Enter the Dragonfly review would turn out. Hold on, my fucking... Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Damn.
Damn it! I farted. Anyway, sorry about that.
Do you want to intro back in, or do something back in, or?
Nah. I'll just cut back in on I farted.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so. I farted, and yeah. What ended up happening was I had some ideas for what my review was going to be, but then that ended up turning into Pat Strikes Back, Enter the Dragonfly review, because I spoke to him a lot about that game. We were sort of, we were sort of sharing ideas about the game and stuff like that. He mentions me in that review. He says, the Stimpyland lent me footage, because I did. I lent him footage from the footage I recorded for this review of Spyro 3. I lent him that footage. So, nice. Yeah. And Spyro 2 and 1, I believe, as well. I lent him that footage. And and we spoke. We were sort of sharing ideas and stuff, and he gave me a lot of like little previews of the video before it was done, and we were sort of sharing ideas. So yeah, a little bit of a collaborative project, but I'm not trying to take credit. That was mostly him. Like he killed it in that review. He was always much better at that stuff than I was, I think anyway. So yeah. Anyway, well, that's what happened. Yeah, that review originally was, I had an idea to do it, and then Pat was like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, you know what? You have fun with that one, because I don't want to fucking play it.
I promise. Believe me, I would just love to play this masterpiece of a game, but I already have plans for next week. Next week, I think I'll be having an old friend for dinner.
Oh,
Catch
shit.
you next time.
Ooh.
That's fucking scary and foreboding.
Ooh, the death.
Death. Well, do we have an ending meme? We gotta have an ending meme. I wouldn't have this screen go on for this long.
20 more seconds.
Yeah. Oh shit, I think I remember what this is. Let's see.
Sam Quick Productions.
Sam Quick oh shit, fucking Sam!
So back in
Holy
Fucking
shit.
Sam Quick. Spoken to that guy in a while.
Damn.
Anyway. Next episode is gonna be a fucking fun one. The Wrath of Cortex Revisited. In my opinion, the worst video I've made.
Look at that.
Definition of how you
47 minutes and 36 seconds.
47 fucking minutes. We're getting into this one. It's gonna be fucking fun. Next time on the Stimpyland commentaries, we're not doing that tonight because that is a fucking long. That's gonna be like a 2-hour episode. That's gonna be fucking long. So, yeah. Anyway, we didn't get much questions this time, which is fine. Everybody's busy playing Nitro Fueled, most likely. I know I was. I was playing it. I beat the whole game in like 2 days because I just played it basically the whole day. I didn't have shit going on this weekend, so that's what I did. And yeah, you know, I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Liam, any final words? And like, not a meme, because we're done with Spyro shit now.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I think aside from all the Spurgy shit and the shit jokes, I think your Spyro reviews are a lot better than the Crash one. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
The Spyro ones were
But
better.
no, I think they were a lot better than the Crash. I think they were a lot better than the Crash reviews in terms of just pure information and just talking about the game and not going too in-depth with the story. You do it in Spyro 2 a little bit too much.
There's like signs of improvement here, definitely. I will say that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's the thing. My problem with this Wrath video is that I actually think, in terms of just sort of like my discussion of the game, a lot of the criticisms don't make sense. But just sort of the way the video is structured and just kind of the way I did it, I'm not like too against it. But it's just, there's a lot of unfunny jokes. And it's just the worst of like, I'm right, you're wrong, fuck you, I'm the best. You know, like, my opinion is fact and yours is not. You know, yeah, it's definitely. Just like there's too much of that in this review, and that's what bothers me. And I don't super agree with the criticisms, because I really don't like that I painted this game as sort of like, you know, this is the worst game ever. It's like, I'll go more in detail when we get to that video, but it's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not great. It's honestly not even that good. Like, it's kind of bad, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'd much rather play this game than Crash Twinsanity. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I enjoy this game a lot more. Even though Twinsanity's considerably shorter and I can beat that game in one sitting, I would much rather play Wrath of Cortex. Just because it is... You know what? I won't say any more. We'll get to that when we get to that in the next video. So yeah.
Definitely.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, well, yeah, all I wanted to say after that, very good, like, big improvements in the videos, and other than that, just... There you go, there's something you can end the video on.
I'll end the video when I want to end my fucking video, you fucking prick.